Our planet, once a vibrant tapestry of life, is undergoing a dramatic transformation. Majestic glaciers, once mighty rivers of ice, are now retreating at an alarming rate. Inch by inch, sea levels are creeping higher, threatening the very existence of coastal communities. From scorching heat waves to devastating floods, extreme weather events are becoming our new reality. These events are not just frequent, they are more intense than ever before. This video is the unfolding story of our changing climate and its impact, a narrative that demands our immediate attention and calls us to take decisive action. For millennia, the Earth's climate has danced through natural cycles. But today, we're witnessing changes that are faster and more extreme than ever before. What's behind this rapid transformation? It's us, human activity. Since the dawn of the Industrial Revolution, our addiction to fossil fuels has pumped massive amounts of greenhouse gases into the air. Now the pressing question is, how will we respond to this challenge? Will we stay on this perilous path, or will we rise to the occasion and rewrite our future for the better? The impacts of climate change are far-reaching and interconnected. Melting glaciers contribute to rising sea levels, threatening coastal cities and displacing communities. Warmer temperatures fuel more intense heat waves, droughts, and wildfires, jeopardizing agriculture and ecosystems. But amidst these challenges lies a glimmer of hope. We have the knowledge, the technology, and the resources to address this crisis. By understanding the science, embracing the solutions, and demanding change, we can create a future where both humanity and nature can thrive. To grasp the complexities of climate change, we must first understand the greenhouse effect. This blanket, composed of carbon dioxide, methane, water vapor, and other trace gases, acts as a thermal regulator, trapping some of the sun's heat and keeping our planet habitable. However, human activities have injected vast quantities of additional greenhouse gases into this delicate atmospheric blanket. The primary culprit is carbon dioxide, released through the burning of fossil fuels for energy, transportation, and industry. Understanding the science behind the greenhouse effect is crucial to comprehending the urgency of the climate crisis we face. The Earth's climate system is a complex interplay of interconnected processes, and at its heart lies the carbon cycle. This delicate balance has maintained a stable climate for millennia, but human activities are disrupting this vital rhythm. We are extracting and burning carbon that has been locked away in the Earth's crust for millions of years, releasing it into the atmosphere at an unprecedented rate. This massive influx of carbon overwhelms the natural sinks, like forests and oceans, that absorb it, leading to a surplus of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and intensifying the greenhouse effect. Restoring harmony to the carbon cycle, through reducing our reliance on fossil fuels and enhancing natural carbon sinks, is essential to mitigating climate change and securing a sustainable future. The consequences of climate change are not distant threats. They are unfolding before our eyes, impacting every corner of our planet. As global temperatures rise, glaciers and ice sheets are melting at an alarming rate, pouring vast quantities of fresh water into the oceans. This melting ice contributes to rising sea levels, threatening coastal communities and low-lying islands around the world. The impacts of climate change are not limited to the physical environment. They cascade through ecosystems, disrupting delicate balances and threatening biodiversity. From coral reefs bleaching under increasingly acidic and warming waters to forests succumbing to more frequent and intense wildfires, the web of life is under unprecedented stress. Imagine our planet bathed in the sun's warmth, a constant flow of energy reaching us across the vast expanse of space. This energy, in the form of sunlight, warms the Earth's surface, making life as we know it possible. Certain gases present in the Earth's atmosphere, known as greenhouse gases, act like a giant, invisible blanket, trapping some of this outgoing heat and keeping our planet warm enough to support life. However, human activities, primarily the burning of fossil fuels, are releasing vast quantities of additional greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, thickening this insulating blanket and trapping more heat. Understanding the delicate balance of Earth's energy budget and the role of greenhouse gases is key to comprehending the science behind climate change. Carbon, the backbone of all life on Earth, is constantly on the move, cycling between the atmosphere, oceans, land, and living organisms. This intricate dance of carbon atoms, known as the carbon cycle, has maintained a stable climate for millennia, regulating the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and influencing Earth's temperature. However, human activities, particularly the extraction and burning of fossil fuels, have disrupted this delicate balance. We are releasing vast quantities of carbon that have been locked away for millennia, overwhelming the natural sinks that absorb carbon dioxide, like forests and oceans. This disruption is like playing a discordant note in the symphony of the carbon cycle, throwing the entire system out of tune. The Earth's climate system is a complex web of interconnected processes, constantly adjusting and responding to changes in delicate balance. Within this intricate system lie tipping points, thresholds beyond which even small changes can trigger abrupt, irreversible, and potentially catastrophic shifts in the climate. One such tipping point is the melting of the Greenland ice sheet. If the entire ice sheet were to melt, it would raise global sea levels by several meters, inundating coastal cities and displacing millions of people. Adding to the complexity are feedback loops, processes that amplify or dampen the effects of climate change. Understanding these tipping points and feedback loops is crucial to comprehending the potential for rapid and irreversible changes in our climate system. In the Earth's polar regions and high mountain ranges, a silent symphony of change is underway. The cryosphere, the frozen realm of glaciers, ice caps, and permafrost, is in retreat, its once mighty ice formations succumbing to the relentless advance of a warming world. As glaciers melt, they release vast quantities of fresh water into the oceans, contributing to the steady rise in sea levels. Coastal communities, once vibrant hubs of human activity, now face an uncertain future, threatened by encroaching tides and the relentless erosion of their shorelines. The potential consequences of their complete melting are staggering, threatening to redraw the map of our planet and displace hundreds of millions of people. As the Earth's climate changes, the delicate balance of nature is disrupted, unleashing a cascade of extreme weather events that are becoming more frequent, intense, and unpredictable. From scorching heat waves and prolonged droughts to devastating floods and powerful hurricanes, the fingerprints of climate change are evident in the increasing volatility of our planet's weather patterns. Heat waves, once rare occurrences, are becoming more common and severe, baking cities and towns under a relentless sun. At the other end of the spectrum, extreme rainfall events are becoming more frequent and intense, overwhelming drainage systems and causing widespread flooding. These extreme weather events not only cause widespread damage and economic losses, but also displace communities, disrupt livelihoods, and exacerbate social inequalities. Section 3. A world out of balance. From ocean acidification to biodiversity loss. Climate change impacts every aspect of our planet's balance. From oceans to mountains, no corner is immune. Ocean acidification decreases seawater pH, threatening marine life like corals and shellfish. Increased acidity leads to coral bleaching and die-offs. Warming waters disrupt marine ecosystems, forcing species to migrate or face extinction. On land, climate change disrupts life cycles and migration patterns, increasing the risk of species extinction. Health, displacement, and conflict. Climate change profoundly affects human health, security, and displacement. It exacerbates vulnerabilities, creating new health risks. Rising temperatures pose significant risks, especially to the elderly and children. Heat stroke and respiratory illnesses are common in extreme heat. Sea level rise threatens coastal communities with displacement. Migrations strain resources, increasing social unrest and conflict. The economic toll. A ripple effect across society. The economic consequences of climate change are far-reaching, impacting businesses, industries, and national economies. From infrastructure damage to disrupted supply chains, the financial burden is mounting. Extreme weather events cause billions in damage to homes, businesses, and infrastructure. These events cripple local economies, displace workers, and disrupt supply chains. As extreme weather events increase, so does the economic toll, straining budgets. Climate change poses risks to agriculture, vital for global food security and economic stability. While climate change is a global crisis, its impacts are not felt equally. Those who contributed the least are often the most vulnerable. Developing countries, especially in low-lying coastal areas and island nations, lack resources to adapt to climate change. Marginalized communities face greater impacts due to limited resources. Achieving climate justice requires global efforts to reduce emissions and support adaptation. The challenge of climate change is daunting, but not insurmountable. Humanity can transition to a low-carbon future where both people and planet thrive. This requires a shift in our energy systems and consumption patterns. We must reduce our reliance on fossil fuels and accelerate renewable energy. Solar, wind, hydro, and geothermal power are key to clean, sustainable energy. Significant investments in renewable infrastructure and policy are essential. Embracing a circular economy and sustainable consumption is crucial. Promote energy efficiency and adopt sustainable transportation options. Protecting natural ecosystems is vital for mitigating climate change. Natural carbon sinks play a vital role in regulating Earth's climate. Addressing the climate crisis requires a collective effort. Every action, no matter how small, can contribute to a larger solution. As individuals, we can make conscious choices to reduce our carbon footprint. This includes reducing energy consumption, adopting a plant-based diet, and choosing sustainable transportation. Supporting eco-friendly businesses sends a powerful message. Beyond individual actions, collective efforts amplify impact. Engage in collective action and support climate organizations. Advocate for policy changes and engage with officials. Education and awareness are crucial for empowering action. Every opportunity to educate and engage builds a sustainable future. The climate crisis requires all of us to be active participants. The journey through the science and impacts of climate change can feel daunting. Yet within the urgency lies a profound opportunity. We are the first generation to fully grasp the scale of this challenge, and we are the last generation with the time to act decisively. We must transition to a low-carbon world, embracing renewable energy and sustainable practices. The power to shape a brighter future lies within each of us. Let us choose action over apathy, innovation over inertia. The time to act is now, and the future is in our hands.